one thing we are sure of is these players, they're a little familiar with each other. They have an idea of what each other are thinking about pulling out. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some little extracurricular bands here in this top half.
Yeah, some Stitches band, something that you're like, what? What's that? So I have a question. How do you feel about Mephisto's power level right now? I think we've seen some good things out of him tonight, some not so good things. Where do you feel like he's really sitting right now as far as when you would play him or and what he really does?
I mean, showed right there that he's definitely an option. I love him up against more of these like melee heavy comps where you can really get in and get triple stacks on a big fat front line with a lot of heroes playing up there. But Treebeard he played very smart for the most part, really only warping in when he like had a clean shot at getting some damage and making sure he's always getting like those triple, at least double, triple stacks to help his cooldowns out. So really well played. But we're seeing right back to the bands we saw initially this evening, Blaze and Maiev for TIAA.
Blaze of Maiev, Garrosh, and Hammer on the other side, so not wanting to mess with Treebeard's Hammer and taking away Tyrande from Legacy in a 2-for-1 kind of move. That's probably not specifically targeted because those are just such high power picks on this map, and we continue to see the Thrall priority coming through. He just must really the earthquake and the way he creates advantages in the lanes. I'm not really certain what it is about Thrall that makes him so high priority. I do know he excels into Yrel. That's definitely one thing he does.
So two things that are interesting here. One, we haven't seen Diablo banned or picked until just now. And they also didn't go for their Johanna, which we saw them taking in this comp that they're trying to run on Volskaya. But I see your hands in the air. It's Mal'Ganis on the left-hand side for Rage Emoji.
Mal'Ganis on the left-hand side from Rage Emoji. Whether or not they've been playing him tonight remains to be seen. Most likely in a main tank scenario. I just want to see him played at a high level. I mean, I've seen him played quite a bit in my own games. I've been playing him myself more in an offline or off-lane capacity, sort of both, but he's very strong. I do want to see how he matches up into Diablo. I feel like Diablo will actually play pretty well into a Mal'Ganis. Your ability to shadow charge him when he comes in looking for the sleep might be a bit of a shutdown tactic.
Mephisto going to be taken away. Maybe they did catch the second half of Tomb of the Spider Queen we just played. So taking that away from Treebeard. Now we're back on the clock. TIAA, 5 seconds to get their 3-4 picks locked in. Already have a Thrall and a Diablo. They're going to go with the Malthael again and the Ana. And I mean, you thought you nano boost your Malthael, you just win games. So they're going to try to pull it out here in game number 1 again.
This is the exact same comp other than Diablo, right? Thrall, Malthael, and Ana. Yep. I think they had Garrosh.
And so Garrosh was
yeah. Oh, they had Johanna. Sorry, you're right. But otherwise, the exact same composition. And then, what did they go for as a ranged? I think they only had.
Well, this is the same counter coming out. Alarak trying to counter this Malthael. Yrel also going to be picked up. A great counter with their Ardent Defender as well. But, is Mal'Ganis. We're going to get a chance to see him in this front line playing that main tank role. And is it going to be enough up against the Malthael? Will Diablo be able to control that front line?
The one thing I feel about this game so far, Hanzo, I very much like that pickup. I feel like I'm scared for Thrall and Malthael into the Raynor. Like, Raynor can create so much pressure onto squishy frontliners like that, and especially with no block available. Thrall does have his own version of block. We'll be interested to see if it's actually picked up here in this game. It's likely to possibly happen. But Malthael specifically, when engaged in a team fight, if How can have free reign to just dish out damage onto Corgi, it will be scary. So we'll see if that's sort of how the team fights end up arranging. Hanzo can create some frontline pressure of his own. I think a lot of it's going to play into Diesel versus Shot. Can Shot stop the sleeps initiations and shut down all of Mal'Ganis' channeled abilities, because both of Mal'Ganis' ultimates are channeled, or his heroic abilities are channeled, and Diablo has multiple stuns, multiple ways to shut that down. So, going to be very interested to see how this matchup works. Let's get right into the introductions here.
And on the left-hand side, it's your number 1 seed, Rage Emoji. Caesar Salad going to be playing the Tyrande Liam on Yrel. Noah playing that Alarak. Halwyn on Raynor, and rounding it out, it's going to be, who did I skip? Diesel on Mal'Ganis.
All right, on the right side, once again, we've got TIAA looking to make a splash here in Amateur Series Week 108. We've got Legacy playing the Ana, Fancy Pants on the best War Chief Thrall once again. Malthael played by Corgi Booty, Treebeard coming in on Hanzo, and Shot on the Lord of Terror, Diablo.
All right, so anything you're looking for out of this Mal'Ganis in this matchup? Oh, wow, whoa, great stun. Corgi in trouble. He's got to back up. Armor reduction, of course, coming in. But how do you feel in this matchup with the Mal'Ganis? Are you looking for him to engage with that sleep, try to set up this front line and get kills? Because you got to deal with Diablo, and immediately when Diablo wakes up from sleep, he's just going to charge in, flip whoever's engaging out from on top. So I think a lot of focus, too, is going to have to come out from Noah. How can he do on this Alarak? Will he be able to pull anyone in like this Treebeard Hanzo? No, not that time. Hanzo's able to walk away. But will we be able to see that sort of follow-up on the engages from Mal'Ganis? Or what's the option that Rage Emoji is going to be looking for with that engage?
I mean, we did just see sort of the combination. We saw the Fell Claws, the Lunar Flare, and the Silence all hit, but they didn't hit quite in the right order and right in a row. That's really what we have to see. It's got to be Malthael or Thrall, most likely, that are going to be positioned to be caught by that. But it's going to be this is a difficult Mal'Ganis game. You got to, he's very powerful, but you have to watch basically everything you do. It feels like if I was playing it, you've got to hold your sleep until you know you can't be interrupted, whether it's to escape or move in. I don't think you can just straight move in with your sleep as long as Diablo has any kind of angle with a Shadow Charge on you. There is going to be a little bit of a skirmish over the camp here, so Mal'Ganis moving in with his own sleep. He does manage to take the camp, which is smart. And wow, the Fellclaw's coming out on the back end, healing him up, dropping the biotic emitter immediately. So no item advantage, but look at the HP advantage.
That was sick, by the way.
Yeah,
Diesel just stands on the point, hits E, and no one can walk in, and he just gets it for free. That shows that he has a very good understanding of the hero. Good camp steal there by Rage Emoji. They find themselves not with an item lead, as they had to drop it immediately, but kind of like a mental lead in a way, taking that fight there over TIAAs. It's really a tempo setter for them.
Yeah, small frustration, always something like if you're shot on Diablo, you just go, oh, dang it, because he didn't have 1 foot on the pad when he got slipped. Enabled them to take it away, but you forced the use of it. I believe it did force some taps out from, there was a lot of backing coming over on TIAA, but I believe 1 or 2 members tapped. That could be relevant moving into this first point. Diesel moving away with the Fell Claws, and How just poking away. I really think Raynor is such a devious hero because he just sits there as a cowboy in the back, poking away, dishing out loads of damage. And right now, TIAA is just going to concede the point for now. Malthael and Thrall both soaking the the Echo of the Elements just being completed for Fancy Pants, which will help him out a little bit in these poke situations. Again.
So the thing right now is that was a very early turret by Rage Emoji. It's already on the ground, so they don't have an item now in their control. Still holding on to a turret, I believe, is Malthael, who's coming from that top lane. But with that item control, now they're working on their second turret as we speak. They're going to be able to get back in here, take another fight. Taking a look at Diablo, his Soul Stone's at 54, so still not a full tank, but, I mean, Shot's ready to go. He's got enough health to make this Diablo work for them.
Yep, he's definitely ready. They just used the sleep onto just Diablo to force the zoning a little bit, and it's going to go into overtime here. TIAA has got to force Rage Emoji off. They do have 2 turrets to Rage Emoji's 1, and they're going to go down. Turret v turret in the middle. Corgi Booty has not yet dropped his. The Rage Emoji turret has fallen very quickly. They're going to back up. Control's going to concede over to TIAA. Rage Emoji looking like they're going to refocus on the fight. They're not going to go soak and try to get the 10 advantage. Diesel moving in with the Fell Claws, gaining his armor. Shot still at very high HP. Sleep going out on the Thrall, and Diablo not getting much done. The Alarak combo hitting, but not as effective as they'd like it to be. And now Mal'Ganis seems like he might be in a bit of trouble. Now Fell Claws saving him. Malthael really getting lots of split damage with his trait. Only about 60%. This fight's going to continue on. Turret has a lot of duration left, so this is looking good for TIAA. Unless Diesel can get a huge sleep, he's moving in. Shot gets slept, but just eats it. And again, not a lot of value in initiation there. How getting damage on the backline. Liam also taking so much damage. Malthael's split damage cannot be understated. Silence coming out onto Diablo. Shot taking too much damage, down to 70 HP. He almost walks away. Alarak connects with the lightning last second, as well as the Lunar Flare, almost picking off Legacy. It looks like, wow, just barely Corgi Booty living. And the Protector's gonna go over to Rage Emoji. So like I said, don't underestimate these guys, man. They just pulled that one out.
Yeah, Treebeard, he completed his redemption towards the end half of that fight, but it just wasn't enough. Not enough in time to make anything happen with it. Fancy Pants, he's stuck out here. Avoids the silence there from Alarak. That Discord strikes so close to finishing him off, but doesn't quite get the job done. But this Triglav, it's up top. It's working on a wall. It's already got that down one of the towers. Working on that second one as we speak. The level lead it's not huge yet, but if they get this fort, it could really start to open up and give them that level 10 advantage they're looking for with this robot right now. But Fancy Pants and Treebeard, they're here in defense in this redemption and starting to really rip through the health bar of this Triglav Protector.
Yeah, Drillgob's taking a lot of damage. He's going to back up, and the experience levels are pretty close now. As long as Malthael goes down and gets that bottom wave, the experience is going to be pretty dead even. I think in the first exchange there, though, it was sort of exemplified how Mal'Ganis is going to struggle into this composition. Yes, Rage Emoji pulled it out through good plays by Alarak and Tyrande, but I feel like Mal'Ganis is just struggling. He's getting sleeps on just 1 or 2 members on the Shot, or perhaps Thrall, and then they are getting interrupted almost immediately. They're going to take the support camp here. Shot moving in, getting the flip onto Diesel. Diesel moving into the backline with the Fell Claws, but wow, the Lightning Breath is going to do tons of damage. Mal'Ganis has his armor up, and wow, we do not have a last rites. This is actually going to be a Tormented Souls coming out of Corgi.
That's a dark conversion from Mal'Ganis as well. You saw him falling low that time, ended up swapping health bars with Shot, so he survives, and Shot had to get a little supported from Ana to keep himself alive. So an interesting, potentially off-meta pick with the dark conversion. We'll see how that works out here for Rage Emoji as they move into this enemy fortification camp. Shot saying, you're not coming in here. I don't have Lightning Breath right now, but I'm still Diablo, and I will not let you get this for free. Here's Diesel, big sleep, falling low, Shot low as well. Will Diesel fall? Wow. Yes, he does. Mal'Ganis out of the fight. Alarak staying in here with his Discord strikes, trying to finish anything off he can, but not able to. However, everyone from the side of TIAA, they make it out alive, but they don't get the turret that they were trying to grab there, Fear.
These teams are so evenly matched. It's Wild Shot with the aggressive rotation, looking for the turret camp himself, and then the telekinesis knock away. This is something else to watch. What you really want to look for is Mal'Ganis looking to get that dark conversion off later in fights, and someone on TIAA looking to interrupt it. Hopefully Shot's taking quite a bit of damage. He gets a Discord strike out onto him as well, and Fancy Pants just out of position. The telekinesis going to secure the kill there. Tormented Souls plus Nano Boost helping Corgi Booty to live, but it's not going to be enough. The Fell Claw stun finishing them off. Oh wow, Legacy caught as well. Just another little bit of salt in the wound, and Rage Emoji not running away with this game, definitely asserting their dominance in the team fight there. Perhaps just not the best decision, but
huge shout out Caesar Salad in that fight. He ends up dropping his Starfall at the perfect spot when they're trying to make the engage. They use a turret as well, trying to get the kills, but it was really the Starfall that was the signature move in that ability in that fight to get the kills that they needed. And ends up being 4, ends up being all the souls from Diablo Soulstone. So a huge pickup, finding that kill, at least on the Diablo, but getting all 4, that just feels really good if you're Rage Emoji.
Yeah, losing your souls almost as soon as you stack them on Diablo is one of the worst feelings. Yes, you will have them up probably for the end of the game, but in this mid game, when you are down, you need to sort of force an advantage, create an advantage for yourself, and when you are falling behind or just have less HP than you would normally have on Diablo, only 18 souls stacked there, it's difficult. It's really tough into such a bursty comp as this. Yeah, Lunar Flare, Alarak, Silence combination. They are going to be scattered out on the support camp. It does look like TIAA is going to get the biotic emitter, so that will be good for them moving into this team fight. One turret on the side of Rage Emoji, one biotic emitter on the side of TIAA. Shot moving in immediately, looking for Diesel. The sleep comes out. They need to make sure to interrupt his channeled abilities as soon as he casts with his hands there. You got to look for that. But Mal'Ganis is sort of running the ship.
Malthael getting pulled in there by Alarak, but he's able to back up. Shot now going to get stunned by that Lunar Flare. Pushing forward as Rainer's Raider. It's going to scoot back in the air. But right now it's one turret up against one biotic emitter. And I think the damage honestly should favor TIAA in the long run. They have this Hanzo at range that can do a hell of a lot of damage. Earthquake down from Thrall. There's a Starfall as well. Biotic emitter on the ground, supporting back up these members from TIAA, but that's Triglav Protector number 2 for Rage Emoji. They're going to march it down to mid, potentially down to bot. We'll see where they want to go, but this mid fort doesn't have a wall, and it's going to be a little bit of free XP if they want to move in on it, and that's exactly what they're going to do. We got Yarel and Tyrande inside. Shot. He's only at 45 souls on his soulstone right now, so he's got to be a little bit careful. Can't play too aggressive because he's definitely burstable in this situation right now.
Yep, and let's see, Rage Emoji just taking mid fort. Gonna look for the bot board as well. 45 full seconds left, 85% HP. So now level advantage, looking to take a talent advantage into the last protector here and probably take the game with the last protector. Good soaking by Shot and Corgi, making sure top and mid lanes are forced out. Fancy Pants just playing as safely as he can, but the bot keep wall is going to start to take a lot of damage, and 20 seconds left on this protector plus lots of HP. They're at least going to be able to get the wall. Wow, Treebeard getting hit by the telekinesis Discord Strike combination. Shot seeing if he can find an angle. 7 seconds till this protector goes down. Corgi Booty looking to engage. All the ultimates are up. Except for Nano Boost, no, except for...
Yeah, they were up there looking to see if they could find anything before level 16, but the Triglav still a little bit too healthy, still a little bit too scary. They didn't want to take anything there. But they might take this on top of this fortification camp. It's being contested right now. Starfall down. Oh, a huge combo from Noah on that Alarak, but no one's going to fall as of yet. Ana keeping heroes alive. Diesel could be first to go. Tried using Dark Conversion, but not in time. He's going to fall. Shot will probably die here. Yes, he does.
Wow.
So it's a 1-for-1, tank for tank, but very fearless. Down to Talontier is TIAA finding the kill on Mal'Ganis in that fight.
Down to Talontier, and arguably that Alarak play would have just dusted any other team. How they managed to recover and get the counter kill onto Mal'Ganis themselves, I have no idea. I have no idea how Legacy actually healed them all up for so much, because he is in fact playing Ana. So I don't know if that was just a clutch grenade into some good self-heals or what, but very well played as far as bringing it back from the brink for TIAA, because that could have been absolutely disastrous, like game-ending for them.
All right, so still without level 16, TIAA looking to find a way to get themselves back in this game. Currently down 6-2 in kills, 2-0 in objectives so far, going in favor of Rage Emoji. They're missing all their front structures, so they got to find a way to get one of these objectives pushed back, because when you have a Malthael on your team, even a Hanzo, it can be really tough to push these lanes out. You're going to have to rely on winning team fights at the objective control points in order to have any chance at getting any sort of structural damage in this one. And so far, it's really been all Rage Emoji in these early fights. But I think as we move on, especially now at level 16, we could start seeing a little bit of a difference happen, because you got this Redemption Hanzo now, a Giant Slayer, which is going to do a lot of extra damage on top of Mal'Ganis, a lot of extra damage on top of Yrel, and could really be one of their main tools to utilize in these fights. And we'll see if they can keep Treebeard healthy. But really, he's been an MVP so far tonight, but he's going to have to be an MVP right now in this later portion of Volskaya Foundry.
Yeah, he's really going to have to find a pick onto one of the members of the backline or get that big Dragon's Arrows. That's what I've been looking for. A huge angled Dragon's Arrow, perhaps onto Raynor or Tyrande, maybe creating a pick situation. But again, it's Tormented Souls plus Earthquake, so it is, and plus the Lightning Breath. It is really a long fight sort of style, not looking for that last rites burst coming out right away. So just back and forth, back and forth. So tense. These Volskaya games are absolutely wild. Let's see, what do we have for items? And no items on the side of TIAA at all, and 2 turrets on the side of Reborn, which is going to be very difficult to play into. Oh, 2 turrets and a biotic emitter. Yikes.
All right, but this will be control point C, currently in control by Rage Emoji. Great stun there. Sleep follow-up on top of shot. Diesel's falling low. Still has Dark Conversion. Has some armor as well. Starfall down. Connecting on forward. Diesel, he's in trouble, but he does cast that Dark Conversion, keeps himself alive, and falling first in the fight is going to be Corgi Booty on that Malfield. Next to falls Treebeard. Hanzo's out of here. Still in chase is Liam, and that's Yrel. Goomba stomping fools backwards. Fancy Pants going to use his speed to get out of there, but Legacy, again, going to have to just feed into some damage to try to prevent any sort of staggering. Shot's going to have to follow suit. Another quad kill for Rage Emoji. They hold control point C already at 50% as the rest of the team. They're going to march into the first keep of the game.
It only takes one member of the team to hold that point. They're going to walk right into the keep. 63% already. Shot has lost his souls. He's not going to be able to do anything here. He needs to make sure he's careful because he can't do much. Oh, the sleep coming out from Mal'Ganis. Now he's caught. He does not have souls available, but he's still very healthy. Mal'Ganis getting flipped. Is Diesel the one that's actually in trouble? He's used his own armor, but he's getting hit by the core. Fancy Pants trying to make something happen. Discord strike connecting. Diesel taking a lot of damage, but he will just not fall. 300 HP. The Dragon's Arrow does it. Corgi Booty coming through now. The chase is on. Is Noah going to fall? Fancy Pants taking a lot of damage. Noah manages to telekinesis himself out, but here comes the Protector. Shot just almost living. The telekinesis pushes him out, but now Malthael has fallen as well. That's 2 for 2. It's a naked Protector onto the core into 3 members here. 17 minutes in, not really sure if this is going to be quite enough. The Protector is very strong. It's looking like it could be enough. Noah taking damage, getting slept. This is going to be close. I'm not really sure. The Protector's taking a lot of damage as well. I think Yrel and Toronto would probably be able to finish it off, even if they do finish the Protector here. Yeah, 28%. Just goes to show you how much value you can get from the objective here. Game 1 going over to Rage Emoji in convincing fashion, but I really feel like TIAA could still pull this series out.